Hello and welcome. This is the Empowered by Design podcast, episode number 164. Welcome. We are back to our love journey of season 8. I am so excited to be here. I'm excited to continue on with our love journey where we drew 8 cards in the very, very beginning of season 8, way back in August, 808. And we have gone through 4 of those cards so far. We took a little break. We took a halftime break. We talked about being on the verge of greatness. You, my friend, are on the verge of greatness. And we heard from some wonderful guests, and we are back on track, back today with the love journey episode number 164 and card number 52, the Tear. Stay tuned. I love looking at it. I am excited. Am I recording? Yes, I'm recording. I started to record on the app today and instead of just my browser. So I just wanted to make sure I was recording. So welcome back. Welcome back to the Empowered by Design podcast. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Today we are going to start with an energy inventory. We are going to do some snacks and apps briefly. We are going to get right into then the next card on our love journey for season 8. This is card 5 of 8 in our love journey. We have seen Eros was the first card we pulled. Erotic love in general. We love here. We saw the crone, the witch, the magi, the wise woman, and embraced our inner witchy powers. We saw the pilgrim, but the judge was next, the judge, and really looked at how we can be very critical, judgmental, how it can be helpful for us in protecting us in certain situations, and can also get in the way of us connecting authentically with ourselves and with others when we let that judge kind of character archetype be the leader all the time, right? We need it to be there sometimes to discern and to make judgment, to make decisions, and to consider it in connection with all of the other pieces of our identity. The next card 4 of our 8 card pool for this season, was the pilgrim, the wanderer, the free spirit. I myself am all of these things, right? So what we're doing this season is really tapping into our inner selves, our authentic selves, and making meaning of these cards for you, for me, for us together, in each one by itself, right? So each one has it's an archetype that has meaning that transcends time and culture and space, has meaning inherent in itself. Each one of those cards, each one of the cards in the deck, my favorite deck, the Wild Unknown Archetypes Deck and Guidebook by Kim Krans. And we are moving on today to the Tear. When I first read it, I saw it as the tear, like the tear, a tear that falls from our eyes. Now, in the English language, it can also look like the tear, Tear, meaning something that is torn, something that is ripped. So I'm going to go with the tear first because that was the first thing that I saw. The first thing that came to me, this is card number 52, and we love to use cards here. So we love to use oracle decks. This was the first card deck that I ever called my name, that I ever used, that I ever purchased. If you have been here before, you know the story that I purchased this deck a couple of years ago when I was on a trip to Los Angeles with my sister-in-law, Erin, a soul sister of mine. And it has been a beautiful door opening to this journey, my own spiritual journey, to help myself tap into my spiritual gifts and to help you tap into, to discover your spiritual gifts as well. There are so many ways in this life, in this beautiful experience of life, to learn, to heal, to grow, to learn, to grow and heal and do it all over again, right? It's a cycle. We just keep doing it. And sometimes it can get overwhelming, and sometimes it can be like, when am I going to stop learning? And the universe and God and source and all the people, all of our spirit guides say, never, you're never going to stop learning. And once we embrace that learning growth mindset, it can help to make the things in our lives feel a little bit better, at least for me, right? When something happens that is not ideal, that you are not expecting, that is not great for you, which is happening in my life right now, in my personal life, in my family, a little injury we had from my son's football game. And when we experience things like that, that is in a valid way, very, very tough, and there's a lot of emotions there. And then as humans, I find myself doing this is like, well, it could be worse, right? Like then I see, I think of the tragedies that other people are experiencing and have experienced. And I think, okay, we can be sad, and we can have our emotions, and we can make a plan to get things better. And we can also put things in perspective. And we have to do all of that kind of at the same time as human beings. We hold space for all of those different thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and tools and strategies of resilience that help us to bounce back when we have an experience that is hard, that is difficult, that is tragic, or just really sad. So we're going to talk about the tear today. The tear. I shed some tears this weekend. And if you've been here before, then you also know we cry here. We cry here at Visionistas by Design, and we laugh and we sing and we dance and we help people grow. We help ourselves grow and shine and fly, and we connect. And that is one of the things that we are very, very dedicated to. We have a passion for bringing people together in light and love. And we have just celebrated our 4-year anniversary. Oh, I'm so excited about that. So on October 23rd, 2020, we cut the ribbon. We had our grand opening celebration here at Visionistas by Design Wellness Boutique in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. And a dream came true for me, and it continues to come true time and time again. And since that time, since those 4 years ago, we have had lots of different experiences. We have had different people on our team. We have had different programs and offerings and services. And one of the things that has remained the same is our dedication and our passion to healing and growth, to spreading love, to bringing people together in authentic, meaningful connection. And we are so excited to celebrate those 4 years, to tap into the present moment, and to look forward to the future with vision and accomplishing our dreams and helping you accomplish yours. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going to do the energy inventory. So let's get to that. I invite you to check in with yourself. Take a breath. If you are able to do so, I invite you to close your eyes. If you are driving, do not close your eyes. Keep your eyes open. And again, just breathe, knowing that our breath is here to anchor us here to this present moment. One of the best gifts we can give ourselves is the cultivation of presence. Being able to be focused and present wherever we are, knowing that we have so many different things that we can be attending to in our minds, thoughts, ideas, things on the to-do list, things that have happened before, things that are coming in the future, and breathe. Be here now. Be here now. Notice what is here. Notice the energy you're carrying with you in your heart, emotionally, in your body, physically. Just tune in and notice it. And move it to the sidelines for now. Pleasure, pain, discomfort, comfort, joy, sorrow, fear, anxiety, excitement. Notice them and allow them to be quiet. Allow them to be here and to fall to the side of your focus so that you are focused on this time we are spending together. Tune into your soul, to your spirit. We are checking in to our energy, body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit. Just feel, love to shake out my shoulders and take another deep breath. And know that whatever it is that we have in our awareness, we will have time to attend to it. You are here now, listening here on our love journey. I invite you to be present, be here now. Take another breath and come back to this space. Open your eyes. Ooh, that feels good. Yes. So, energy inventory, snacks and apps. So, a little bit about my snacks and apps. You've already heard that we're doing a little bit of injury recovery in the Kreider family household. It's a time of really being able to tune in and be grateful for the things that we have, to know that we are going through things. Everybody is going through something. Everybody is managing life, relationships, work, career, business, school, all the things. And we can use our ability to be present, to focus on that which we are intentionally focusing on today. We are going to move into the card for our love journey. Again, this is card number 52, the Tear. I remember when I pulled this card on our first episode of season 8. The Tear is, for me, something very, very meaningful. The card is beautiful. If you are listening rather than watching, make sure you open your email from this week that will have a picture of the card there. Check out social media at Dr. Liz and at Visionistas By Design for a picture of the card. But at the top center of the card is an eye. So it's set in a beautiful, it looks like a jewel to me. It looks like a beautiful white jewel with some sparkles and some lines and shape. So it looks like the kind of like an embellished eye socket, if you will, that is in the shape of I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pointed figure 8. We love 8s here. Oh my goodness, I did not notice that until I did the counting. And it's beautiful. It looks like a star of sorts. That is white and black. The eye has some blues, some greens, some white. We see this eye. One of our cards coming up is the animal that also has an eye in the center of the card. This is about vision. This is about seeing. This is about being seen. This is about using our intuition and knowing that we can see with our eyes, and we close our eyes to see even more deeply into our souls, into our hearts, into our intuitive messages, into the spirit energy that is around us and within us, extends beyond us and connects us to ourselves and to others, to each other, to the universe, to our spirits, to our angels, to our guides, to our team. The eye is a powerful, powerful organ, powerful concept, powerful archetype. In this archetype, the tear. The eye and the beautiful 8-pointed star are set in a black background, a shadowy, textured background, right? So you can see that there is texture in this background, and underneath the eye, the lower tipping point of the star, we see color. We see purples and pinks and greens and yellows and a big, heavy, beautiful, full tear, a teardrop, a green teardrop that looks as well like an emerald jewel. Within it is what looks to me like a beautiful pearl. It is a yellowy color. Just so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. And another gem inside of a gem. A gem inside of a gem. Oh, I love that. A gem inside of a gem. Surrounded by blues and purples and pinks and aquas. It is the beautiful spectrum of color in this card. And the tear, think of for you, I invite you to think about the tear. What does the tear represent for you? What does crying, that release of emotion, what does that mean for you? How does that fit into your experience? Whether you are emotionally led, emotionally heart-driven, whether you are driven by logic and by your mind first, whether you are a body-driven person or a spirit, soul-driven person, wherever you fall, right? We have it all in us, and we tend to, based on personality and genetics, our Enneagram type, which I've learned so much about from my friend Angie Alchemist, we are driven by, motivated by certain things, emotion, thoughts, ideas, fears sometimes, and passions and dreams. And what we hear on this episode, on this podcast, in Visionistas, in all of the work that I do, we invite you to be driven and motivated by your values, by your goals and mission, passion and purpose, and by your dreams and vision. We know that when we are in line with those things, with our values, mission, and vision for short, that we are at our best. We are connected authentically to ourselves, to our soul path, to our intuition, to our emotions, to our trajectory, our purpose in this life. And we know that we can't always operate from those spaces. We are human, right? And many, many times we are motivated instead by wounded energy, by a wounded place, by our own experience of trauma and tragedy, by our ancestors' experience of trauma and tragedy, by our collective human experience of trauma, tragedy, pain, loss, grief, sadness, jealousy, anger, bitterness, resentment. Whew. And we take that breath, and be here now and practice presence. That is the gift that we have at our disposal when we are intentional about it. We can recognize there are so many things that have come before us that have contributed to where we are today, who we are today in this moment. There are so many things coming in the future and beyond that shape us, that direct us, that hold promise and hope for us. And it's a balancing act, right? We have holding those 3 spheres of attention and awareness and bring them together in this present moment to be here, now. And the breath is that anchor. The breath is that anchor that we have with us wherever we go. Wherever we go, to remind us, to help us focus. My friend Angie is helping me have a narrow focus because if you know me, even just a little bit, then you know I have lots of things that I do, lots of things that I love. I try new things, I stop. I try new things, I try again. I try new things, and I just keep trying new things because I love the newness of things and experiences and relationships and people. And sometimes it's helpful when you have a bestie, a Capricorn bestie, type 5 Enneagram like Angie, who helps me not only as a friend, but as a fellow passion pursuer, business owner, and helper, right? The tear. What does the tear mean to you? I work with people sometimes who hate to cry. Well, I work and live and love people who hate to cry. And that's one of the things that we work on, is that recognizing the beautiful power our body has to release energy when we become overwhelmed. Overwhelmed with joy, we cry. Overwhelmed with pain, we cry. Overwhelmed with sadness and regret and anger and all the things, we cry. We cry. We let it out. There are other ways that we release. We release things in our body. We release through physical activity and sweat and sexual energy and orgasm. And there are many ways to release the energy. And a tear is one of them. Sometimes we avoid it because we are embarrassed for people to see us cry. And today I invite you just to reflect on your own experiences with the tear. Are you a crier? Do you hold back? When we hold back over a long period of time, when we hold in the pain, shove it down, stuff it down, it builds energy. It acts as a poison. And how do we get that poison out? That's when we can see our lives in a way that potentially doesn't fit with our vision and our values and our dreams and our passion and our purpose. And so I invite you again to contemplate, reflect on your own experience with the tear. I don't see on this card the physical representation of the tear, but because it came up, I want to give a little bit of attention to that. A tear can be a rupture, can be a break, can be a severing of things. As for me, as I was getting ready to record this episode, I was like laughing sarcastically, or like, okay, universe, you got me, because the injury I was referring to a little earlier in the episode is a tear. So my son is the quarterback of his high school football team, and they had their very last game of the season on this past weekend on Saturday. And it was a big one. It was a rivalry game and lots of complex emotions there going into it. We had a very disappointing 0-9 season leading up to this last game. And it was a must win for the energy of kind of just ending the season on something positive. Whew. And we did. We won. And I have tears because that was it. That was the thing going into the game of like, we got to win. We got to win. this is the game. If we win this game, it's okay. The season was a disappointment and it was a rebuilding year and we had a different schedule and all the things, right? All the things that you look at on reflection. And this one game was the game to win. And my son got injured. He separated his shoulder and tore ligaments. So he has ligament tears in his shoulder. We saw the specialist yesterday, and it's going to be a long road to recovery. So if you're a prayer, I love prayers. If you're a lover, send me love. Send prayers out to us and my child and all of us to help heal and grow for him. And he's in good spirits, but it's going to be a long road. And there are lessons to be learned, right? So where you hear me all the time say, we're learning and we're growing and we're learning and we're growing. And there are lessons here as well. We're not skipping over the pain or the frustration or the sadness or the disappointment of what this means for him right now in order to get to the lessons. But we know that in time, it will all come into play. And as I said earlier, as I'm standing there at the game, kind of numb, like I didn't cry until hours later because I was like holding it together and just cheering for this team to win. Fight, win is what I was telling them to do, encouraging them to do as the players are walking out of the locker room and we're down, my husband and I are down with Jackson on the side of the building, just kind of being with him. It was this energy of go get this game. It was tied 0-0 at halftime and we won 14-13. And so they did. They fought and they won, and they fought and they won, and they fought and they won for themselves, for their team, for their teammates, for the season. And I just love these lessons, right? I'm a mom. I take these sports lessons very seriously. We can learn a lot in the game of life when we tune into all of the opportunities that we have for learning and healing and growing, and learning and healing and growing and flying. We love that here. So the tear. I'm going to go to the book and read for you The Tear, number 52. This is very apropos for me right now. And for you, I would love for you, inviting you to make meaning of this in your life as we go through. I will read it through once and come back little by little. The tear, the mourning, the release, the rain. Tears are droplets of letting go. Once they begin to fall, we allow the swelling tide of emotion to run its elemental course. Often the tear is what is needed in order for a conversation or situation to break into the next level of intimacy and vulnerability. Some say that tears are so powerful in softening our eyes that they open up a portal to the unseen world. Through our watery eyes, the ancestors catch a glimpse of us, and we are reminded of their eternal embrace. Oh, I love that. I love that. Ooh, their eternal embrace. We sense our humanity, our humility, and we allow ourselves to be held. It is likely this card appears when there is grieving yet to do. A sinking down into disappointment or despair that, once acknowledged, will bring a shimmer of clarity to our dewy eyes. Yes, yes, and yes. When light, melody, melancholy flowing through. Oh, yes. Yes, melody. Yes, melody. Yes, melancholy. Yes, flowing through. We hold it all. When light, we hold it all and we flow through. We know this is not forever. We know this is painful now. Whether you are grieving a tear, an injury, a death, a loss, a complicated loss, a devastating, confusing, why God, why type of loss. Grieve it. Cry. Release that energy and flow with the emotion that is here. When dark, when coming from a wounded place, our tear can feel drowning, drama, murkiness. We fear sometimes crying because we don't want to drown in the tears, right? And there is a lesson here of crying and flowing through. When you feel stuck, if you get stuck, that is not only when you reach out for help, but when you rely on the help you have already cultivated and built in your foundation of support and love. You reach out to the people who are in your corner, at your side, snuggling you on the couch, calling you from afar, texting you, messaging you, checking in with you. You allow them to help. You reach out for help. Go deeper. Here are our invitations to go deeper. Rain by Vachel Lindsay, or Vachel, Vachel Lindsay. We'll have to check the pronunciation of that. The tear is powerful, and yet it is possible to be subsumed in its waters. Find a supportive place to open the floodgates. The tear. The tear. After Eros, after the crone, after the judge, after the pilgrim, in our love journey, there is grieving yet to do. Whether it is in this moment or as we step back and look at the collection of archetypes we are seeing, contemplating, being gifted on this journey, on this season. Love, erotic, deep, intimate, sensual love. Wisdom, power, magic, witchiness. Embracing our gifts rather than hiding or running or being fearful of being ridiculed by others because of them. Judging and not judging. Discerning and holding judgment when it needs to be held and put to the side. Wandering pilgrim on this journey, a free spirit, finding your way, finding your path, aligning your energy with your values, your mission, and your vision. The tear. Droplets of letting go. Allowing emotion to run its course. Tears help take us to a deeper, more powerful, more vulnerable place. They soften our eyes and allow our eyes to act as the portal, to open the portal to the unseen world. Our ancestors catch a glimpse of us through our watery eyes, and we are reminded of their eternal embrace Ooh, I love, love, love that. Connect with your ancestors today. That's an invitation here for us. It's here. It's here. Take it. Sense our humanity, our humility. Allow ourselves to be held in the divine connection with ourselves and others. This card is here when there is grieving yet to do, sinking down. We can't skip over it. It's here. It's here. Take that invitation. And when we allow that to happen, the promise, the shimmer of clarity to our dewy eyes. Thank you for being with me today and on this journey. I am so thankful for you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for dedicating time and energy to your healing and growing journey. I cannot wait to connect with you next time. Take care.